Okay, so wait, here's the situation.
Yes.
We have a couple movies to discuss.
We sure do.
Now, it's a big year for Natalie Portman. She's got like 5 films out, either out or coming out.
Well, and some of them have been on the shelf a little while, by the way.
One is going straight to video on demand first and then getting a theatrical.
And that's been around for 2 years. I know things about that movie. The Don Roos film, yes.
So what are we talking about this week?
We are going to start off by talking about No Strings Attached. Now, No Strings Attached stars Ashton Kutcher and Natalie Portman. It looks like one of those horrible, generic romantic comedies that you see every January that usually star either Katherine Heigl, Kristen Bell, some other generic floozy. But this one has Natalie Portman, who has been winning awards left and right, and who looks like she's probably a shoo-in at this point for an Oscar for Best Actress for Black Swan. So you're thinking, you're going to win an Oscar for Black Swan, why are you in this Ashton Kutcher movie? That's not something that you'd want to do to enhance your credibility. The last time something like that happened was Eddie Murphy got an Oscar nomination for Dreamgirls and then showed up in Norbit in January and obviously killed his chances. So hopefully this will not adversely affect Natalie Portman's chances. The movie, basically, it's one of those very, very predictable by-the-numbers romantic comedies. This couple, they decide, well, we can just sort of enjoy sex without all of the attachments that go with it. We'll just be sex buddies and no relationship, no commitment. But of course, as the movies always teach us, you just can't have one without the other. Here's a scene.
You know, I don't want to freak you out, but I'd love to hang out with you in the daytime sometime.
It's not really possible. I have no time. I work 80 hours a week doing 36-hour shifts. What I need is someone who's going to be in my bed at 2 a.m. who I don't have to lie to or eat breakfast with.
I hate breakfast.
Do you want to do this?
Do what?
Use each other for sex at all hours of the day and night. Nothing else.
Yeah, I could do that.
Good. It's gonna be fun.
Okay, the movie was directed by Ivan Reitman, who, as everyone now knows, is the less talented father of Jason Reitman, who gets... Come on. Wow. Look, everybody. Jason Reitman has been getting Academy Award nominations for his films Up in the Air, Juno, Thank You for Smoking. Good, solid films getting better and better and better. Ivan Reitman, his father, the director of movies that were once funny, like Meatballs and Ghostbusters and Junior and a lot of other movies that were good in the 80s and 90s, has directed 3 movies now. Twins was another Ivan Reitman success.
And my super ex-girlfriend.
Well, that's the thing. Since 2000, he's directed 3 movies. 3 movies in a decade, one of which was My Super Ex-Girlfriend 5 years ago, and the other of which was Evolution, which was a really, really weak attempt to kind of do a Ghostbuster-y type thing. So Ivan's really kind of lost the track, and why he would do something this simple, this generic, this feels like a Gary Marshall movie from 1989, something that he would do between other projects. It doesn't feel like a very good film, even in concept. What's interesting is that if this did have Katherine Heigl or Kristen Bell or some other generic floozy, it would be unwatchable. It really would be horrendous beyond all comprehension. But somehow, Natalie Portman finds something in the material that's not there. She brings something in the performance that really elevates it and makes the film passable. So I'm going to give this one a rent, believe it or not, just because Natalie Portman is so good in it.
We expected to hate this movie. And
oh
in
my
fact,
gosh.
in a sense, we sort of
Well, we did hate it, but we were amazed at what she did.
You know, somehow Natalie Portman drags this movie by the hair.
Yeah.
For 2 hours until it becomes watchable.
Yeah.
And the reason she can do that is that she takes dialogue that anybody else would have made just frivolous and rom-com simple and not funny, and she makes it real. She really does. And the thing is that the character she plays is a very typical romantic comedy female character. The workaholic with the severe hair and the ponytail, who doesn't have time for a boyfriend because she's career-oriented. You see that all the time in these movies nowadays.
And the movie also did it tries to sort of set you up with that When Harry Met Sally thing. You know, you start when they meet as teenagers, and then a few years, and then like 10 years later, and then 5 years after that, and all that. It's never the right time when they meet, right? And they meet, but it's fate. Fate keeps bringing them together, the Harry Met Sally thing. Which doesn't really work here in any way. But you're right, she drags it by the hair, and she just but the question is, you know, if it tells you she's a great actress, but then why not apply that talent to a decent script? Why would she choose to be involved? Why would anyone be involved in this movie? I mean, Kevin Kline is in this movie.
Well, you know,
everyone but Ashton Kutcher seems to be slumming it here. This is what I expect him to make. Really, I expect him to make these movies, but the rest of these people, what are you doing in this movie?
Well, obviously, you know, Kevin Kline starred in Dave, which was an Ivan Reitman film from like 18 years ago or something like that.
Which is terrific.
But the Kevin Kline character and some of the Ashton Kutcher stuff, I didn't like that as much because it was a bit over the top because, you know, Natalie Portman grounds everything so well that you have these scenes where Kutcher is really drunk and he's pratfalling everywhere, and then Kevin Kline plays the lascivious father who keeps going out with
the sitcom star father,
the sitcom star father who keeps dating Ashton Kutcher's ex-girlfriends. So it's almost like two movies that don't quite match, very much like The Dilemma. Two movies that don't quite match, sort of the sillier comedy stuff, and then this other movie that Natalie Portman's in, which is presumably funny, I guess, but not really. But she's making it real.
No, it's true.
You know, and I think The Dilemma, which we talked about last week, has that problem even more, where the dramatic stuff
grounds it,
and the dramatic stuff was very interesting. In this film here, you know, they don't even really answer the central question. You know, can sex friends stay better? It doesn't really answer that. It just goes in a rather typical romantic comedy arc until the big ending.
Should we tell the big story now? We're going to tell the story.
Oh my God, this is the best story ever. Can I say something?
There we go.
I am the king.
He is the king.
I'm the king of everything.
He's the king.
The Kaiser, you might say?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, call back.
Okay.
Wait, explain to everyone why I am the king.
Here's the way it goes. I walk in. I always walk in late because I know Mark gets there early and he saves a seat, so I don't have to worry about getting a seat. So I walk in and sit down, and Mark says to me, he goes, saw Leonard Maltin when I was walking in? And I said, Leonard, I'll bet you it takes about, what do you say, it takes 35 minutes before we get the montage of them having sex in all these different places. And Leonard didn't really take the bet, did he?
No.
No, Leonard just got a smile as he always does. Leonard doesn't make bets. He's a smart guy. And he hosted our awards, by the way. He hosted the awards evening very nicely. Good job, Leonard.
Rumor is he's going to be on here at some point.
Oh, we'd love to have him.
He teaches a class on Thursdays, but he wants to come on and do the show.
He's the best.
So we're trying to figure it out.
He is the best. We love Leonard.
And you're not going to be replaced. We're not saying that.
Oh, no.
So don't
you
be on
don't have
edge.
the budget to replace him.
Don't be on edge. It's all good.
Leonard comes pricey. But no, we'd love to have him. Leonard's great.
Yeah, he's going to do a
movie.
movie suggestion for us, but we'll.
We go back to why I'm the best.
So
please,
anyway,
for crying out,
so,
Jesus.
all right.
I got to retell the whole story.
Avoid it.
75 minutes later.
So Mark says to Leonard, 35 minutes. And then he says to me, 35 minutes. 35 minutes. Montage, them having sex in all these different places. Lights go down and check the clock. Look at the time. I start timing it. Time rolling along, 30 minutes. I feel it coming. 30 minutes. Oh my gosh, it's coming, the montage. We're like getting to that point of the movie. Here it comes. 32, 33. 34 minutes it starts, the montage of them having sex in different places. 1 minute off.
Wow.
Bam! And then he shows me his iPhone, and in the middle of the theater, I start doing this. Like that. Because it was the most entertaining thing in the movie, me being right. That was it. I am the king.
It was awesome.
It was pretty awesome.
It was awesome.
So there you go. So that's No Strings Attached.
Well, what
so
are your okay.
I give that a rent.
I give it a rent.
I give it a Natalie Portman
I can't believe
rent.
I'm giving it a rent, but I'm giving it a rent.
There's our new thing. If you just tuned in, our new season 2, we actually give little ratings.
Yes, we
Rent
do.
means wait for it and rent it at home.
No reason to go
That
watch
easy.
it in the theater, but you know, it's worth a rent.
I believe so. Thanks to Natalie Portman.
Absolutely.